ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of 10 years ago. This is episode 11. We are in June, aren't we not? So, naturally, that means that it's time for the King of the Ring. Now, I never had much stock with the King of the Ring. The King of the Ring never really did much for me, because I made a video about this about a year ago, maybe more than that. Saying that I thought the King of the Ring was pointless, and I still stand by that to this day, because if you look at the actual winners of the King of the Ring and what they did when they won it, and what I mean by that is, if you want it, let's just quickly run down who won it, yeah? So, Bret Hart won it in '94, the first King of the Ring, yeah? Did he need to win it? No, because he was already, he'd already been the WWF champion, didn't need it at all. '94, that was '93, '94 was Owen Hart. Didn't do much for his career. He was the king, Owen Hart, but didn't get in the World Championship or anything, did it? '95 was Mabel, who got who got the shot at Diesel at SummerSlam, but whoop-de-doo. Austin 316 was born at the 1996 King of the Ring, but answer me this: what was he on the next pay-per-view after the King of the Ring? Where was he? That's right, he was wrestling Yokozuna in a dark match that lasted less than 2 minutes. Wasn't even on the main card. 97 was Triple H. It took him another 2 years to become the WWF champion and become a main event player. 98 is Ken Shamrock. Didn't do anything with it, really, did he? Really? 99 was fucking Billy Gunn. 2000, as we know, will be Kurt Angle, who did something with it. 2001 was Edge, who didn't. 2002 was Lesnar, who got a main event push move straight away. It didn't really do much for me. King of the Ring didn't. Wasn't ever one of my favourite events. The WWF in 2000, as we've seen so far, was on a bit of a roll, was it not? 5 shows they've put on so far. 4 shows they've put on so far this year. 3 of them have been brilliant. 1 was decidedly average, wasn't it? That's WrestleMania. Royal Rumble, No Way Out, and Backlash were all superb shows. Can the trend continue? King of the Ring 2000. Build up to this one. On Raw and SmackDown especially, had you believing that one of 3 men was going to win the King of the Ring? They were Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, or Kurt Angle. Buy rate for this show is at 1.19, which, let's just compare it, because I'm watching it at the moment. The Great American Bash, which was the same month, did a 0.20. 1.19, so it was a whole point ahead of it. That's a lot. Also, before I go on, one thing I should warn you about, the one thing I think this pay-per-view is remembered for than anything else is, yes, the hardcore evening gown match, which, oh dear, we'll get to that in a minute, shall we? So in the opening match, I've got to go on, before I go on, so one more thing, the matches, the King of the Ring qualifiers, these 4 matches, were all apparently drawn at random. And I just don't understand the thinking behind them at all. So, let's go into this. Rikishi defeated Chris Benoit by disqualification to advance in the King of the Ring tournament. Now, Rikishi had beaten Benoit to win the Intercontinental Championship on SmackDown just 3 days before, on the Thursday night, and that had been a good match. So, Rikishi gets a big Samoan drop at the start. Benoit comes back with a German suplex, gets 2. Benoit starts to work the arm, then puts on a standing crossface. Normal crossface on the mat, but Rikishi makes it to the ropes, so Benoit gets a chair and uses it, bringing a disqualification. In a tournament. I just don't get it. I understand if he's pissed off because he lost the championship, that's fair enough, but this isn't for the championship, so why get yourself intentionally disqualified? Anyway, Benoit then puts the crossface on again, then hits a diving headbutt before going back to the crossface. Utter waste of time. There was 2 good moves in it, but for the time, because it was really short, and for that ending, sorry, this one's a dud, because it was just Let's see if Rikishi sells the arm for the rest of the show. So the next match was really good though. Val Venus defeated Eddie Guerrero to advance in the King of the Ring tournament. Val's new music absolutely sucks. It's just a generic dance beat. There isn't actually any music to it. It's just a beat. Eddie looks like he shaved his mullet off as well. His hair doesn't look half as long as it was. No, can't have that. King makes me want to kill him after not even a minute. I can't stand when I'm watching these shows. Let it know he! Shut up, King, you fucking arsehole. Anyway, Nice pair of kicks by Eddie, a brawl on the outside, back inside Eddie with a superplex for 2, beautiful circle stretch by Eddie, drop kick and a backslide get 2 for Eddie, pair of elbows get 2 for Val. Backbreaker is held here, so he does the backbreaker and then holds him in position, beautiful, nice. Very nice Rana by Eddie, followed by a back suplex. Eddie goes up top, rolls through a splash, spinebuster by Val is followed by the money shot. Eddie gets up, gets his knees up, leg sweep gets 2 for Val, as does a what? As does a P. Oh, as does a pin. As does a pin with Val's feet on the rope. My handwriting is atrocious, as you all know. Eddie comes out with a Hurricane, and then China, who of course is out with Eddie, and Trish Stratus, who is out with Val, fight on the outside. Val's distracted, so Eddie rolls him up for 2, but then, literally out of nowhere, Val Venus hits a perfect plex for the win. Good match, 3.5 stars, happily, willingly. It was. It was let down by the lack of crowd noise. There was no heat for this match whatsoever. But, I mean, normally I'd probably mark that down, but I was really into it. In the back, Pat Patterson can't decide which dress to wear for the hardcore evening round match. Who in the world, apart from anyone who actually worked for the WWF at the time, thinks this is funny in any way? Because it's just pathetic. You know? Really. So then in the next King of the Ring qualifying match, dear God, who thought this would be a good match on a pay-per-view as Crash Holly defeated Bull Buchanan to advance? Silly. Even more silly in the context of the next match. But yeah, check this one out. This one's just balls. Because Bull comes out to literally no reaction, yeah? And the winner of this one faces the next one, yeah? So the next one is Jericho versus fucking Angle. Who thought that was a genius idea? Right? Why not put Jericho against Crash and Angle against Bull? Yeah, you don't have them meeting now. You have Angle and Jericho meeting in the final, surely. Anyway, this is literally just a complete squash. Bull Buchanan owns Crash. Bounces him all over the ring, but then an inside cradle out of nowhere gets the win for Crash, and it's absolutely crap, and that's another dud. Second of the night on a WWF show in 2000. Yes, I'm not joking. Then, hang on, did I say 3.5? I did, sorry, I mean 2.5 for Eddie versus Val. Ambulance. So then, in the last quarter final, Kurt Angle defeats Chris Jericho. So, oh man, this is so daft. It's so stupid. Both men cut great promos at the start, and you know, they really are both good promos. Slugfest at the start, nice belly to belly by Angle gets 2. Jericho comes back with a flying forearm and some chops and a missile dropkick that gets 2. A bulldog and a lion stall also get 2, and then a springboard dropkick knocks Angle to the outside. Brawl on the outside, and Jericho eats stairs back in. There's a suplex that gets 2 for Angle. And underhook backbreaker gets 2 for Jericho, and that's a real nice move, that is. A slingshot and a running forearm get 2 for Angle, as does a German suplex. Angle goes up top, but gets run off it by Jericho. Heel kick gets 2 for for Jericho, and Angle slam is counted into the walls of Jericho, but then it all goes wrong because Steph McMahon comes out and ruins a perfectly good match. She really does. She distracts the ref as Angle's tapping out to the walls of Jericho. Then the ref gets bumped, yes, and then Steph nails Angle with the women's title by accident. Jericho then grabs Steph and kisses her, which enables Angle to hit the Angle Slam for the win at 9:50. Now this, I know I've just said this, but it's got to be repeated. Why wasn't this match the final of the King of the Ring? Why? Why? I can't fathom why this match wasn't not the main event, sorry, just the final of the tournament. You know, it just seems so stupid that was a quarter-final match. So you got Angle in the next round versus Crash Holly. I wonder who's going to win that one.